I stand for peace, and I'm here to support the birthing of world peace. Peace seems to be elusive to many because there is no workable definition for peace. Peace is not the quiet of the graveyard. Peace is the identification and free expression of your divine potential. If you do not identify your potential and you see others identify theirs and expressing them, you feel cheated and lost. This will cause internal confusion that will give birth to external confusions and war. Again, if you are able to identify your potential, but you are not able to freely express them, you feel restricted, choked, hemmed in, and these will cause internal confusion that will give birth to external conflicts and war. So, as you can see, peace is the proactive identification and free expression of your divine potential. And this identification starts with the knowledge of the self. The knowledge of the self is the study of who and what you are as a male-female being, the properties you contain as male-female being, and how these may complement themselves for a joyous living. And the second part of it is you discovering who and what you are in your persona. Who are you as a spiritual being that lives and moves the life of this body? And how does this spiritual being operate so that you are conscious of the decisions and the actions you take? And finally, who and what you are in your senses so that your senses do not rule you, but you know how to operate and live through the senses. And by the senses, I mean the senses of sight, smell, taste, and hearing. Often, the senses rule many people without they knowing. And if you want an illustration of that, just put in your mouth the food you enjoy best. Chew it, but before you swallow it, spit it out, look at it again, and then eat it. When it was in the mouth, the spirit of smell and the spirit of taste told you it was wonderful. As soon as you brought it out, the spirit of sight said, you cannot touch it. So you see, the senses dialogue, they give you decisions, they have their own history, and they may influence you in some way, positive or negative. A man or a person who is sense-dependent is unstable. With the knowledge of the self and that of others, you have got the channels for harmonious communication and understanding with others. And this will give you the foundation for harmonious relationships. And by relationship, I mean marriage, friendship, romantic and non-romantic relationship, and all of your business relationship. All of these depend on you having a total knowledge of the self. And this will give you inner peace that will eventually give birth to world peace. Without this, every relationship, including our marriages, are just like broken pots that are constantly being mended. And the raising of our precious children is but mere experimentation. The study of the knowledge of the self and of relationships of all types is what I call essential education. And I invite you to join me in the advocacy of this education into our formal and non-formal school system, so that we can make all the weapons of mass destruction useless. You and I can change the course of history and bring the world into alignment with true civilization. Please join me in the advocacy of essential education into our school system. And I also invite you to get to our website and see what tools we have that you yourself can use to experience inner peace. Then you become the example of what peace looks like, feels like, and tastes like. Please join me now. Together, we can birth world peace. If with a simple movement in the social media, governments could be toppled, you and I can topple ignorance and birth world peace. Join me, and thank you for participating in essential education for world peace with me.